I'd like to welcome everybody this morning to the 2026 Yazoo County Livestock Show. We'll go ahead and let David Dooley pray for us this morning.
Let's pray. Lord, thank you this day, but many blessings grow upon us each and every day, Lord. Just thank you for giving us the opportunity to come in here today and help these children with their project. Lord, just keep them safe, keep them stocked safe. Give us travel graces as we go home today. In Jesus' name.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are live here at the Yazoo County Livestock Show Association, presenting the 2026 Yazoo County Livestock Show, hosted by the 4-H Club. Tonight's sponsor, well, this evening's sponsor, well, I say this morning's sponsors. Bank Plus, Big D, William Clark and Morrison in Yazoo Valley. This morning.
Yes.
Sorry about that. Good morning. We're going to get started. Today we have our judge, Jamie Castro, from Collinville, Louisiana. He lives on a family farm, livestock for over 45 years. He's in the show pig business and can you hear me? Show pig business and the lamb business. Anyway, he drove up this morning and going to go ahead and run over our stuff and do a good job. I talked with him and he knows what he's doing, so we're going to go ahead and get started.
First class is going to be our junior showmanship.
8 to 13. 8 to 13. I think we're
figured they were better wrapped up or they would disappeared last night. That was on me. Yeah.
Well, good morning, everyone. I appreciate everyone having me out. Nice, cool morning, but wouldn't have it any other way. This is exactly where I'd want to be. And looking at the smiling faces, it looks like everyone's eager to be here and happy, and hopefully we can have a great day. We start off with our first class of showmanship. I know I went kind of brisk, but I thought it kind of fell in real convenient as far as top to bottom. The young lady we're going to start with, as soon as she hit the gate, just commanded attention. She came in with authority. She knows what she's doing. She proves it. She shows it throughout the ring. She just steps and walks in really fast for the pace that I like. She sets her sheep up. She doesn't overdo it. She shows her sheep, not herself. Does an excellent job. Young man in second is just one. I think we got to get a little quicker on setting the legs up just a little bit. And every now and then he wants to push on it real hard with his leg to set those back legs up. We got to be easy on that because it kind of messes her front end up. But when he does get her stuck, he has 4 legs on the corner. Everything looks good. Really smooth job. Does a nice job. Young man right here does a good job in second. Young lady in third is one I thought did an excellent job also. If I can critique on anything when she first comes in, you'll be aware of where the judge is at. Keep good eye contact. But as far as getting your lamb set up and braced, I like everything and appreciate everything about that. Just kind of get more eye contact if you can. The young man that falls in next is one I really has an eager look about him as far as does get in front of his sheep and gets him set up and gets him braced really good. Just one I don't know if the halter is more of a confidence booster or whatever. If we can kind of get off of that halter a little bit and come in without the bare hand, it would probably be a little better. And the sheep just kind of doesn't get in line. Like right here, he's on an angle a little bit. If we can square him up a little bit, the man does a good job. Young man rounds out the class. Same thing with the halter situation. Is one that I think if we can just get, I don't know if it's a confidence thing, just get more practice without the halter, but we need to get him lined up a little square. But does a really good job. Good class to start today.
Top of the class in junior showmanship is Palmer Russell. Second is Brenner Russell. Third is Etta Coleman. Now for our senior lamb showmanship. Junior showmanship is sponsored by Pope May. Senior showmanship is sponsored by Siemens Power.
particular drive. I think you can make an argument for any one of the four young ladies out here today. I think they all do an excellent job. Ultimately, I'm going to start with the young lady with the blue sheep to win. I just think she had her sheep set up, four legs all on, four corners all at the same time as far as having that front end set up like you wanted. Got her up, got her weather up, standing up where her shoulders high, keeps that neck at a 90-degree angle, which I like, gets a good brace, just does a good job. Young lady in second is one I thought you pushed her really hard. Every now and then, as you can see right now, your front legs were kind of offset to get on more like a 45-degree angle. But I mean, we're splitting hairs here, and I think it was that close just the entire class. You know, you correct that and you probably move a little higher, but really good job. Young lady we're going to go in third is one I think just every now and then you would kind of get out of line as far as your sheep wasn't on a 90-degree angle, perpendicular to where I'm at. Right here, you got his legs a little too spread, too wide. I think if you correct those things a little bit, you get a little higher in the class. Young lady on the end, I feel for you because I know your sheep just doesn't want to be out here whatsoever. But I can tell you have talent and know exactly what you want. And part of showmanship is keeping you cool, and I commend you for that because you definitely kept you cool, because I think I would have lost it the way that she was jumping around. So good job for that.
Top of the class in the senior slam showmanship is Addie Coleman. Second is Ingrid Magyar. Third is Mary Rogers Ross. Next is our Division I of Market Land.
Good way to start off our market show. We're going to use the young lady to my right here as far as the class winner. Just has more overall volume, just more tour, I guess to put it simply. You do like the balance, you like the way she travels around the ring, level through her hip. Has a little bit of a little more pin set than the one that's in second. The one in second I think is just greener, just needs a little more groceries that I think can be a very nice sheep as far if we can get some more condition and weight to her. So I wouldn't give up on her just yet. I just keep going and pour the clothes to her and try to get her as bloomy as we can. But two nice sheep to start off the market show. Thank you.
Top of the class in our market land show is tag number 894, Addie Rose and Etta Coleman. That will also be our champion market lamb. And second place is tag number 900, Addie Rose and Etta Coleman. That'll be our reserve champion. Champion division is sponsored by Alpha Insurance, Joey Vitalman. Reserve champion is sponsored by Bank of Yazoo City. Be our Division II Market Line show.
Another good class as we get a little more up in weight, a little more condition, a little more mass, I guess. We're going to start with the young lady with the blue lamb in the front. I like his overall attractiveness as far as the balance on the line. His top line is real smooth. If I could change him his front end, I'd like to shorten his shoulder just a tick, get him a little taller in his chest plate. But one you got to appreciate for the overall squareness and composition that he does have. The one in second is a nice sheep as far as from a rear view. You love the pin set, you love the stifle. This one you got to clean up in that shoulder and chest area and gets a little flatter in his forearm. But one I do think is going to be a nice sheep down the road.
Champion Division II Market Lamb. Tag number 901, Addie and Etta Coleman. Second place is tag number 592, Mary Ross Rogers. And will also be champion Market Lamb Division I and II. Sponsored by Wayne Blood and Brian Jones.
Interesting class. There's some decisions you have to be made. The one that we're going to start with ultimately is the one that hits you the hardest as far as look, profile, balance. Definitely powerful and stout. The problem I have is he's overdone. He's got way too much condition for me. If we could tighten that down, it'd be a no-brainer. I mean, he's far and away as far as everything is. Front end's made right, body's made right, rib shape's right, the hips right, stifle's right, everything's right. You just need to tighten down on him a tick, and it wouldn't be near as close. The one in second is the one I give the advantage to as far as condition, because he's the leaner of the group, and he's more what I consider as far as correct as finish. But with that said, he also isn't quite great in his chest floor, needs to be a little shorter shouldered, but he does have a lot of muscle and a lot of power to end up second. Like I said, if the one in first is heavy conditioned, it wouldn't even be a conversation. But I do think this one follows up nicely to be in second. One in third is also just a little too much condition for this guy. Like to clean his front end and his chest plate up just a little bit. Maybe give him a little more extension in his hip. But he's a nice sheep that does offer a lot of production and a lot of power from behind.
Top of the class in our Division 3 market lamb is Palmer and Renner Russell, tag number 799. Second is Palmer and Renner Russell, tag number 797. Third is Palmer and Renner Russell, tag number 834. Our division champion is tag number 799. Reserve champion is tag number 176. Sponsored by Benton Farm Supply and Yazoo County Fair Association.
When we get out of here for our overall drive, I think it sorts itself pretty easy. There wasn't a lot of numbers, but I do think the quality is there. I think some of these sheep definitely down the road can be a lot more competitive as far as once you get a little more condition on them, a little more groceries, a little more maturity. For me, it kind of sorts itself out. I think we got to go with the heavyweight, even though I am not a particular fan of the condition he has on his ribs. If you tighten him down, he's very competitive on a big scale. So he's an awful good sheep. We can't deny that. So he'll be your champion today. As we bring in our second place, I think it's one that kind of adds to the I'd say drama, but the competitiveness of the overall drive. He's a sheep. He doesn't want to let you get his hands on him, but you can see when you get behind him, he's got enough product and enough stifle to him. It's just one you got to appreciate for the leanness he has, for his size and his overall look. He's going to be your reserve.
Grand champion market lamb today is Palmer and Renner Russell, tag number 799. Reserve grand champion Market Lamb is tag number 797, Palmer and Rena Russell. Grand Champion sponsored by Tim Pepper Appraisal Services, and Reserve Grand Champion sponsored by CMJ Construction. Next is our weather dam show with 6 inches.
Challenging class as far as different types and kinds. You got to make decisions on what's your priority and what's not. The one ultimately we're going to land up to start a class, I'd be the first to admit she needs to be a little heavier in structure. But past that, she's the most balanced, correcting her front end, really smooth down her top line, got enough production for the condition she has on her. She needs a little more probably just to get a little more mass in her. But ultimately the one that I think just puts all the most positives together. The one I do think we need to clean up that front end just to take on the move. And when we get those pin sets, just kind of pop a little bit to be in the higher class. But when you do appreciate the overall condition and overall power she has. 1/3 is one that I really like as far as an eye appeal, as far as the way she's set up, designed and balanced on the front end, the way the neck comes out of that shoulder at a 90-degree angle. This one we got to get a lot more condition on to get any higher in the class. But I do think one that has the potential to be a very nice sheep if we can get some more groceries on us. But I think second and third is very, as far as relative to the ones behind her. So as far as to get any higher in the class, the one you do appreciate for overall muscle and power she possesses. The next young man is one that I think is also, you can say the same, probably just needs a little more groceries, a little more time, a little more maturity. The one you do appreciate for the elevation she has on her front end, the eye appeal look she has in that this entire front 1/3, but one I think we just got to get a little more condition on, a little more groceries. Now, round out the class for a young man that's kind of similar to the one we just talked about as far as being extended fronted, extended in the body. This one we just got to crack open and get a little more condition on to get any higher in the class. Good class.
Fourth place is Eddie Netta Coleman, tag number 896. Fifth place is tag number 906 for Magyar family. And sixth place is tag number 907 for Magyar family. The champion division 1 is 905 Magyar family. And reserve is tag number 895 May Rogers Ross. Champion weather thing sponsored by Consolidated Grain. Reserve champion weather thing division 1 sponsored by Crab Creek Manufacturing.
This particular drive, we had a little more decisions to make. Ultimately, we're going to land on the young lady right here to my level, to my right now, I guess. From a production standpoint, this one has more positives as far as she's taller fronted, she's got a little more extension about her, she's leveled down her top line. It's the kind you want as far as a blue view from a production standpoint. One that I think just puts it all together. If you want to be critical, you maybe can drop on her flank just a tick. But I think she's a nice sheep to win the class. The one in second is one from a muscle and power standpoint. No doubt, no question, she is probably the most powerful sheep we've seen today. But from a production and a breeding sheep standpoint, she needs to be taller at the front of her shoulder. She's a little short in her cannon bone. She just doesn't have a lot of growth and extension about her, and that's where I'm critical on her. Now, if this was a market show, I think she was saying a little bit more competition, but as far as from production, I just need to see them a little bit more elevated, a little bit more extension about them. But one you have to appreciate as far as her muscle and the power. But anyway, that's the way we're going to land on them today.
Top of class division 2, tag number 898, Adam.
The overall drive, I think it comes down just to two personal preferences. The older, the bigger sheep we on, if you could change their pig set just a tick, I think it would make a no-brainer. She's by far the best as far as production is goes. The lightweight is one that I think we like as far as the extension. Just need to get a little more cracked open, a little heavier structure. With that said, our heavyweight's going to be our champion. Young lady comes back with that second place for reserve overall, and it's one that she probably don't think I've been hard on her because the sheep is fitted to a T. It's one that's definitely well taken care of, just from a production standpoint. Needs more extension. However, we're going to go ahead and use her reserve because she's the best available today. is where you gotta kind of not necessarily going against each other, because obviously a market is going to be judged, evaluated different than a breeder. As a representative of each particular division, and our weather sheep is one that I think is just extremely good looking, extremely powerful, has everything you want in a market animal. Just you can tighten down on it just a tick. Our breeding sheep is one that I think is very competitive as far as a breeding animal is concerned. A lot more extension, a little more mature, and this is what overall good looking and ever walking around the ring. So you just got to kind of compare each one to their particular the division as far as which one you think is going more so than against each other, and that's in my mind with how it's working. But with that said, I think one just kind of handily takes over this deal, because if I was going to a weather show, I would definitely want him in my pen. This young lady right here is going to be 10.
Supreme Land, tag number 798, Palmer and Russell, sponsored by Simmons Tire.
showed the most confidence as far as walking around on her own, and you can tell she really likes and enjoys what she's doing, as all kids do, but she just showed a little more confidence as far as doing it on her own and wanting to do it on her own. So congratulations to her.
The second class is going to be Naomi May, Aubrey Hood, Arrington Harold, Lawson Hood, Sadie Coleman, Quinn Coleman, Logan Wiles, and Lane Yang. I guess.
confidence, and she's very talkative when you talk to her. And those of y'all that know her can probably attest to that. So congratulations to her, and congratulations to all of y'all. Well, here we go again. They say we can only pick one, which is unfair to me, but we'll get through it. Hoping y'all can see what I'm seeing. There's one kid out here that just does it with confidence, doesn't need to wait for directions, just does what she wants to do, and she actually knows what she's doing. And I think perhaps gives her the advantage. No disregard to the young lady that's not going to be the champion, but she does a good job as well. But this young lady is very impressive for her age. She just come out here, you can tell in her mind she knows what she's trying to do. That's why she's going to win today. It's going to be this young lady, right?
Bubba. Bubba. Name.
first showmanship class of the goat show, we start with a pretty competitive class, top to bottom. We're going to start with the young lady. She just commands the ring when she walks in. You can tell the way she trots her goat around. She's got high head and high fronted. Everything looks good. And when she gets stuck and she gets stopped, she goes ahead and sets those legs on the four corners like you want to see them and gets them stuck. He's starting to give her a little more trouble now as she's out here, but I just think she did the most consistent of the whole class. Young man in second is one that I thought did a really good job as far as on the move. When we go to set him up on the side view, the goat's giving him a lot of trouble as far as sucking down on him. And I don't know if that's so much as like right here is the best view I got in the whole class. If we can do that the whole class, then I think he can push the young lady that wins the class. But we got to get him stuck the whole time from start to finish, and that's the only thing we really can do as far as giving you a little advice down the road is just make sure we get him up in the air. Young man that's around out of the class, the one I think did a really good job as far as walking around. He got his goat calm and the collective. And he made a comment to me that he says 3 out of 3 is not good, but young man, you can beat a lot of kids in the showmanship, and just because there was only 3 in the class does not mean you didn't do good. I thought you did very good, and I think you can handle some competition. So just keep at it and don't give up, and everything's going to work out for you, okay, buddy? Class.
Top of class in the junior goat showmanship, Palmer Russell. Second is Renner Russell. Third is Roy Hogue. And sponsored by Kevin Ross. And for our senior showmanship.
As we only have 2 market goats for our market show, I think we have 2 very complete, very competitive kind of goats. They can both stand some competition. You have 2 different types of goats out here. The young man right here in front of us got one that's a little more what I call bunchy styles, a little shorter neck, a little thicker neck, but does have enough power to go with it. Just in my opinion, as far as this guy's concerned, I'd like to see a little more extension, a little more look. And then we have the young lady's goat who's one that does have the extension, does have the power to go with it, and does have a longer neck, a more youthful appearance about him. One that maybe if you want to be really critical, get a little bigger foot size on him, but like I said, that's splitting hairs. For this guy, I think it's pretty easy. The young lady's going to be champion, the young man's going to be reserved.
Top of the class in the market goat show. Tag number 802, Palmer and Russell. Second place is tag number 801, Palmer and Russell. They'll be champion in the reserve market. Champion market sponsored by Jordan Plain Company.
Single entry in this class, so one you do have to appreciate for the shape she has down her top, the composition she has in her body and her rib shape and capacity. Young man says she doesn't like this one very much because she doesn't like to walk, and I agree with her. But I do think she's fun. You like enjoying yourself, so just stay at it, buddy. Pretty easy class winner. I think she can handle some competition.
Division 1 lightweight, top of the class is taking 453, Roy Hull.
Can you go back to showmanship for me? Just passing out stuff. Palmer. Uh-oh. There wasn't a senior?
Wasn't a senior.
Okay. 1 and 2. All right. Got it.
All right.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, 2 inches in this class, and I think it falls in place pretty easily. It's going to be the class winner. I just think we got more volume, more production, more product, I guess, as far as muscle is concerned. Still very attractive on the move. Got a good extended front end like you want. The one in second is one I think follows closely. I just think she needs more production and a little more stoutness to her. But I do think a good class for this show right here.
Top of the class, class 2, Roy Hull. Second, Ross
rider that you like. She does travel pretty good. I like the way the front end is constructed. The little one, the younger one, is one that you love when you put your hands on her around the top, the shape, the mass that she has. But she just got to be, you need to get her to walk around the ring a little bit so we can evaluate her a little properly. But anyway, with that said, young man's going to have the champion today.
Commercial meat goat, tag on 5-16 Roy Hose, reserve grand champion, reserve champion was at a lightweight class at tag 453 Roy Hose.
As we come out here for reserve, I think it's the same story. We got a little more elevation, a little more extension in the older goat. So we're going to end up following up with her as reserve.
Reserve champion commercial meat goat Dover, 608 Roy Hose. Champion commercial meat goat sponsored by Rodney Henderson. Reserve champion is sponsored by Madison County Court. Now for a supreme goat.
As we talked earlier in the sheep grind, when you come out here with Supreme, you're not necessarily comparing them one to each other. You're comparing as far as how they represent the species and the breed that they're actually in. Obviously, you have a breeder and you have a market, so it's totally different things. As far as we said in the sheep show, I'm going to go with the same statement. If I had one in my show pen, it would be this weather right here. It should be the champion.
Spring goat, Century 802, Palmer and Rena Russell. Now for under 8 goat showmanship. How many?
6 of them. It's 5 goats.
Under 8 goat showmanship, we have Logan Wild, Luke Hose, John Martin Langford, Aubrey Hose, Lawson Hose, and Harrington Harris.
Underage goat showmanship. Underage goat showmanship. If you signed up, come around. If you signed up, come around. Yes, sir.
What town is the man from?
How do you say Napoleonville? Is that how it is?
Napoleonville?
Uh-huh.
That's where he's from? Napoleonville.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what my neighbor was here, Callahan. He's from Thibodeau. He said, that man sound like
You're from around here, huh?
he said he sound like he's from where I'm from.
makes you want to be very critical. But I think everybody's doing a good job, but we're going to keep the young lady in the purple with me for this drive. Here we go again. I have to pick one, and I hate doing that, but it's what we have to do. And I think all these kids are doing an excellent job. You can tell they're enjoying themselves thoroughly. Excellent. They like the sheep or the goats better. The kids that showed multiple, and they said they like them all. So what you want to see at that age. With that said, we got to pull one out, and there's one out here who's got when my daughter was this age, she had some hot pink boots, exactly like this little girl has, and I guess I'm a sucker for that. So we're going to use her as a class winner. final drive, I think it comes down to personal preference. I think they all do a really good job. I have with 100% certainty that this is not the last time you're going to be hearing from these kids in the future in this county. I think they're going to run wild for a while. This young lady in the purple does an excellent job, and she's going to be your winner again.
Naomi May.
Top of the class in underage showmanship goat is Naomi May.
Now what we got? Beef. Junior beef showmanship.
Beef showmanship. We have bags of meat for sale and a concession stand also.
Single entry in this showmanship class, I think the young man does an exceptional job and can handle some competition. I really like the way the speed that he travels around the ring as far as the flow and the movement. You can really analyze the calf as best you can. I think he does a really good job. I think that the calf is a little spooked coming in from that back wall and seeing all these people, and just, rightfully so. So we won't hold that against him, but I do think he can handle some competition. He does a really good job. Congratulations. single entry here, and young lady's doing a really good job. You can tell she's very confident in what she's doing. And unlike popular beliefs, animal standing still is not showmanship. From this judge's perspective, it's how you react when an animal gives you trouble. And this animal's coming from behind a wall to a lot of people and a lot of noise that she's not hearing. So it's making me nervous, which I understand. But she's doing everything 100% correct, the way she's got him calmed down and the way she's settling him down. So the more he's going to come out here, I think the better he's going to get. So from a showmanship standpoint, you don't necessarily hold that against the showman. You're basically just judging them on how they react to the problems that are being presented. And I think she's done an excellent job and can definitely withstand some more competition. Congratulations.
Top of the class, senior showmanship is Ray Holland College. Junior showmanship sponsored by Kevin Ross, and senior showmanship sponsored by Richard Pickett.
In this particular drive, I think it's a challenging sort because you have some positives on both and some negatives on both, and if you can put them together, I think you can come up with a really nice show heifer. The young man's calf here, the black calf is one that I wish would be a little lower in her neck set, but when you do appreciate for her big rib and durability about her, it's really hard for me to analyze them as far as movement in this small of a range, a lot of heels and stuff, so I'm not going to just solve them on, especially on movement, because I'm not real sure if I'm getting a really accurate look. The young lady's red calf here is one that I think has more probably production as far as muscle and mass and width, but one you got to clean up in that chest area, and I do appreciate the length of neck probably a little bit better. So with that said, I think it's just personal preferences as far as which way you want to go. I think you can argue either one. Today we're going to go with the black heifer as the class winner and the red heifer as the second. bringing his makeup as far as his maturity pattern is where I think it should be for his age. One you appreciate for his overall eye appeal and his extension in his front end, and one that you like the way his rib is busted wide open. I think one that can handle some competition. Congratulations.
Champion Gibby Bull is Ray CCC 208. Ray Holland Walk Talk. Sponsored by Simmons Tire Service and Air Desert. Champion Gibby Hector is sponsored by Wood Binders and Tractor Construction. Reserve champion is sponsored by Inland Empire.
Here again, you got a bull calf against a heifer calf, and it's really, you're not comparing one to the other. It's more or less which one represents their particular breed as far as a bull calf or a cow. So you're looking at them as an individual more. And with that said, I think one that gets to the top pretty handily for me and most complete. I like the way she stretches out her hind leg on her hip. We're going to use the young man's towel right here to win the division.
Supreme Big Battle is Rochelle Bauer, 207, owned by Ray Holland Walk Talk. That's sponsored by Joe Tyler.
control the animal, what views the judge wants to see and whatnot. There's one individual I think's been start to finish from the time they stepped foot in the gate to this point now. It's just been every angle. Every time I turn around, they're right in front of me. They give me the exact angles you want to see, the front view, the butt view, the side view, the three-quarter view, and it's every angle. And I think this man wins it kind of running away. This young man right here in front of him is going to be the class winner. And then it gets a little tighter for second and third. I just think it gets to be more of a personal preference type deal. The reason I'm going to go with this kid from second over third is just more consistent throughout the class. As the class got on, I thought it'd been more relevant that they knew what was going on and got more calm and collective. This young man right here is going to be second. And then for third place, we're going to round the class out with the young kid that right here just stayed consistent and all the way through. It's going to be this young lady with this belted hog right here.
Top of class in the junior showmanship today is John William
said, I think there's an easy class winner for him. This young lady in the red, she's just spot on every time I look around. She came in the gate the same way she's doing right now, just never let up, always giving a good solid pace to that hog, movement, always on the right angles in that. As we go for second and third, I think it gets a bit closer as far as it's how we're going to sort them, and it's more personal preference, because I think they both do some things that I wish was different, but they also have to do some things that I like quite a bit. Ultimately, we land on the young lady right here with the velvet hog for second. I think she was the most consistent as far as keeping the hog in correct movement and correct pace. And at times she would kind of get a little off an angle, off to the side, just kind of keep her in front of me a little more, and I think she could have pushed the class one a little bit better. When it comes down to third, I think it was awful close between these two gentlemen. We're going to ultimately go with the young man with the Duroc right here. If I could change him any, it's just he's wanting to get a little stick happy. He wants to hit him just a little bit too much. He kind of ease off on it. He just ease off on the stick just a tick to get a little higher in the class. Young man that's rounding out the class right here is one I thought was very consistent. He just came into a whopper of the class. Just kind of needs to keep his composure just a little bit better to get him higher. Class.
Top of the class in your senior flying showmanship, Mary Kendall Logan. Second place is Ada Grace Meek. Third place is Tanner Banner. Sponsored by Yazoo Livestock and Bank Plus of Yazoo City. Class 1 commercial gift will be next.
Challenging class, only 3 entries, and definitely different breeds, different kinds. With that said, I think when it comes to the service, pretty handily as far as what I'm considering as far as positive and negatives. We're going to start the class with the young man's Duroc right here. I think it's just the most important part of the chest roll, coming at you high-headed, good looking, not through her tail head, one that moves really good on her feet and legs. Just one that needs a little more condition, a little more growth and maturity to see what she really can do. Coming in second is going to be the young man with the solid black gill here. One that I do like for the power and the bone and the leg foot size she has, but one that I just think gets a little sharp, a little quick, if you will, shorter hip, shorter front. This one we got to get more extension, more elevation to get any higher in the class. So I run out with the young man's velvet hog here, one that just gets just a little too hard body, needs to soften her up, get a little more condition on her to make her any higher in the class. Good class. one just easily rises to the top of the class. Young lady with the solid black pig is going to be second. One that I wish we could just, I do like her extension, probably better than the one that wins the class, but it's one that we just got to get more body and more bone, more shape in that rib, and just get a little more mass to her. We're going to round out the class with the belted hog. You just got to get a little more comfortable on the front end. She's a little ouchy up, she's a little ouchy up there on the front end. I don't know if something's going on or she's just a little straight, but she needs to be a little more comfortable on the movement out here. Good class. Another good class of commercial gilts. I think that kind of falls in line pretty easy for me as far as what I'm looking for. We're going to start the class with the belted gilt here. I just think commands attention as far as levelness down the top. Big footed, big bone, good extended front end. One that you just really appreciate the way she's fitted, presented. Just a good kind of hog to start the class. Come down to second. It gets really close. We're going to use the young man's Duroc here second. One that I think is really nice and attractive from the side view. Presented and fitted really well, very exceptional. Just one when you get behind her. She wants to get a little outside, kind of need to tighten that up just a little bit, get a little more fluid on her movement on her back end. But one you have to appreciate for the power and structure she has. We're going to run out the class with the Duroc here. One we just got to clean up on her front end a little bit, trim that head some, and just get a little more extension in that front end. But one you do appreciate for the amount of muscle and mass she does have. Good class of hogs.
Top of class heavyweight, lot number 675, Mary Penn and John William Odom. Second place is lot number 676, Mary Penn and John William Odom. And third place is lot number 634, Indian Blanchard.
What was it? 3 what?
3, 2, 1.
As we get out here for overall drive, I'm pretty pleased we was able to find something in each class that we really have liked and appreciated as far as what type of time. But with that said, I think there's one that wins it running away. A young lady in a red sweater is going to be your champion. I mean, this one just kind of gets around, scoots around, has that exotic look as far as that real cocky look when she hits the ring. Just a nice hawk to win the drive. Congratulations. we'll drop that second place in here for reserve, and we talked in class when you get this. Yeah, I like every view about this hole, except for when you get from behind. I just can't get past the fact that she's a little outside, needs to be a little more fluid in her movement. But with that said, we're going to end up using a chrome pig in your reserve.
Champion Commercial Guild is lot number 675, Mary Kimball and John William Motor. And it's sponsored by Nutrient Ag and Parker Builders. And reserve champion Commercial Guild is lot number 632, Lemon Langford, sponsored by Parker Quarter Horses and Yazoo Valley Power Association. Next we'll have our mystery bred barrel.
taller at the top of his shoulder. I'll be the first to admit he's not the soundest off his rear tooth, but I just think he combines the most positives together and gets that extended front end that the industry's kind of going towards at this point. Young man here with the White House is going to be second. One that you have to appreciate the way he's fitted and shown and presented out here. He's immaculate in his hair. It's just very, very, very well presented. But one, we got to get a little more extension, especially through the front end. Just need to get him a little bit taller and longer in his cannon bone, a little bit longer through that neck and head area. But one that I think just makes a complete nice looking hog for coming second pretty comfortably. When we get down to third and fourth, I think it gets really close. You can kind of pick and choose which one you want as far as where you want to put your preferences. Ultimately, I'm going to land on the young lady's Belted Gill right here as your third place hog. I just think he offers more product and more production as far as muscle mass. We're going to round out the class of one. I think we just got to get a little more boulder, a little more body, and a little more mass going to get any higher in the class. Good class.
Top of the class, Michigan bred there was right number 678, Mary Penland, John William Odom. Second was lot number 680, Mary Penland, John William Odom. Third place was lot number 463, Ava Grace and Anna Bryce Meeks. Fourth place was lot number 461, Ava Grace and Anna Bryce Williams. Back, if you're not showing pigs, please clear the alley.
to personal preference as far as where you're going to set priorities. Ultimately, we're going to end up with one that I think is the most sound on their feet and legs. Maybe giving up just a little bit more product to the one that will be up in second. But I think it just comes down to which way you set your priorities. And for this guy, I got to go this way. This young man right here is going to win your class. He's got one of his feet and legs, I think, are top notch as far as the class is concerned. Granted, I'll be the first to admit the one that's going to land second's probably got more product. But we like the way his front is constructed as far as his feet and his legs and his knees. She's just the most correct one. That's why we're going to start the class with that one. Young lady here in the red is going to be second. You take away his front feet, and I guarantee you this one wins the class hand-to-hand. He's just coming at you. He comes in with his knee tick and his feet are curled in. And the industry's getting kind of bad for that, not just on this particular breed, but just crossbred hogs in general. We're getting bad on these front feet. I think we're trying to make them a little too straight, and it's causing them to break down on their front pasterns. And this one right here turns in pretty bad. It's just for me, that's a priority, and I think that if we can change that about him, he would easily win the class. Because he's got the most product, good looking from the sides, and that's where I've been really hard on him. For round class in third place, we're going to use this young man with the vest right here. One, I just think puts it all together as far as being completeness overall from front to rear, just kind of really smooth, really sound. This one you need to get a little bigger foot size, a little more product to get any higher in the class. Good class of Hereford. class. I think we got a really deep set of Durocs out here. Ultimately, I think when you put all the positives compared to the negatives, you put all the positives together, one rises to the surface, I think. Not just running away, but fairly certain. I think I feel comfortable with the one I'm going to use to win the class. This young man right here is going to be your class winner. I think it's just the most complete of the group. Granted, he's not the perfect walking away from you in his leg set, but he's got a bigger pin set than his rival that's going to be in second here. But ultimately one that I think is just a very complete, very productive kind of looking barrier winner at the Duroc ride. Young lady in the red sweater is going to be second. I think it's one that you do appreciate for the extension he has in the front end. One again, here again, when you get behind him, you kind of need to get that set him down a little square, and that left leg he's kind of dragging it just a tick for me. Where ultimately where the sort was at was up in the upper pin set. I think the one that wins the class has had the advantage in that. When we come down to the third place, it's going to be the young lady right here with the, this Duroc right in front of me. One you got to appreciate for the big skull, the production she has. One I think we need to just get a little more shape to that body, a little better shape. It's a little plain and a little flatter, but a good class of Durocs. think there's one that just puts it all together and rises to the surface easily, so you have to set priorities and pick and choose kind of where you want to go with it. And if you want to argue these places with me, I wouldn't give you much of an argument because I can see a justification for each one of them. Ultimately, what I'm going to do is we're going to land on this young lady right here to win the class. And I think she's got the bigger foot size and back leg out of all three. As far as just extension through the front end, I think this gives her an advantage. We're going to use young man's barrel pig as a second place one, and I do think we need to get more extension out of it, but we have to appreciate for the blown apart the rib, this overall mass and width. We're going to round out the class with young lady right here. One, we just got to get more body in her and just get her a little more bulky looking and a little more robust. Big class.
Top of the class in the lightweight, lot number 460, David Grayson and Bryce Meeks. Second place is lot number 450, Riley and Britt Powell. Third place is lot number 468, David Grayson and Bryce Meeks. Now for our heavyweight class.
surface to the top, pretty handle. It's going to be the young man right here. It's called, he's going to win your class. I think she's just the most, a lot of whiz, just robust, big bone, just good looking walking around. Just kind of the most logical class winner in here. It's really tight when you get down to second and third here. I think it's kind of give and take. There's a lot of things you can do, go different ways with it. Ultimately, I'm going to land with the young lady right here in second. I just think we got a little more productivity as far as muscle and power going in. And then for third place, we're going to have young lady right here. One, I just think we need to soften up just a tick, give her maybe a little more hairline, just get her a little darker color. But one, I do appreciate for her shape and her overall mass and muscle that she does have. Big class of hands.
Top of the class, heavyweight, lot number 674, Mary Kendall, John William Odom. Second place is lot number 469, Ada Grace and Bryson Meek. Third place is lot number 637, Emily Langford. Fourth place is lot number 679, Hayden Odom.
Here, I think we got two nice individuals to start through. I think it's relatively easy as far as I'm concerned when you look at this with the base, squareness, coming and going, just overall mass and production. Young man out of the last class is going to be your king. We got that second place in here, and I think it gets a lot closer as far as reserve. It's really a give and take as far as which way you want to go with it. I don't think there's a right or wrong decision. I think you can argue either one. Ultimately, for me, I'm going to land on the second place right here as reserve. I just think I'll have more product and more shape.
Bubba. Bubba. Hey, Pat. Pat.
Here in the Yorkshire class, there's only two entries. I think we got two nice individuals to start. We're going to use the young lady in the red as the class winner. One is you definitely have to appreciate the amount of mass and production he has. Actually, when you go walking away from him, he probably gets a little outside of himself and maybe more just tame that down just a tick. But I mean, pretty much easy the class winner. Man here in second is one that just gets a little too frail for us. But you have to appreciate the extension she possesses. Good class.
Is that what you have?
1, 3,
Or do I have it backwards?
1, 3, 2, 4.
sure.
I'm thinking this is the last one.
Yeah, that's right.
Top of class New Yorker was lot number 686, Mary Tennant John William Odom. Second, lot number 440, Commander Vanderbilt. And the champion Yorker, lot number 686, Mary Tennant John William Odom, sponsored by City Juniors and J.J. Baggins. Reserve champion Yorker, lot number 440, Commander Vanderbilt, sponsored by Triangle Tennis Company. Meanwhile, Cheese and the Judge Thomas. Alfred Crossbreed.
Here, as we start out crossbreeds, I think we got a really good class to start with. Some give and take in all these hogs. I think one rises to the top pretty handy. So these young men right here, just a barrier, I think just really nice. It kind of flows through the ring. Really good center body, really good square coming away. If you want to be really critical, going away is right hot. Probably wants to get a little outside of him a tick. You might want to square that thing up just a tick, but an awful nice hog to win the class. Young lady right here is going to be second in front of me with the blue hog. One that I really appreciate the production as far as mass and cipher that he has. I'll be the first to admit I want him to be a little stronger in his loin than he is. Maybe getting just a tick longer body than you wanted as far as the market hog goes, but one that I do think falls into that second hole pretty handily. The third we're going to round up the class with the young lady's belted hog right here. One that I think just offers more production and mass. One that I do think we need to get a little stouter in her rib cage, just blow her open just a little bit more. But I do think it's a very good class across breeds to start off the crossbred show. Crossbreed, lot number 689, Mary Tennant John William Odom. Second place is lot number 638, Amy Langford. That'll be the champion and reserve team. And champion crossbreed sponsored by Swan Plumbing, Kit Partnership. Third champion crossbreed sponsored by Upstart Services, Big Brothers Home. be as far as we get into different types and kinds. Ultimately, we're going to land on one I think offers the most power and production still with soundness, good feet and legs. Tamworth preparing Barrow's going to be your class winner. One that you definitely appreciate the amount of mass and shape that he has. Once you get behind that, it comes down to personal preference. You got some choices to make. You got one that's not as sound as the other two. You got one that's got more mass than the other two. You got one that's probably the most structurally correct, but giving up the most production. So it comes down to just exactly how you want to go and what you want to do about it. Ultimately, I'm going to land on this young man right here in second. Granted, he's given up probably the most mass out of all the hogs in the class, but one you have to appreciate the long stretch he takes, just the overall reach that he has and the correctness on feet and legs. When we get down to the last two, we're going to end up in third place. We're going to end up using the young man right here in the best as third. I just think he's a little more sounder than the one that's going to round out the class in fourth. Still has a lot of production, a lot of mass. Good class of ALB.
2, 3, 4, 1. 2, 3, 4, 1. Riley on 2. Yeah.
Top of the class, all over the breed. Mary Kingdom and John William Holton, block number 688.
class here with the spots. There's really no right or wrong way to go with this. I think you can just prioritize what you like, what you don't like. I don't think there's one that just rises to the top that just says, here I am, come get me. With that said, we still have to start the class, and we're just going to have to go ahead and figure out as far as what we want to prioritize as best our ability. All of them are giving up a little something and want to change 1, 2, or 3 spots. With that said, there's 2 out here I think rises to the top for me as far as being the most product with them. Neither one, granted, I'll say needs to be looser on their rear too for sure, if not their front also. It just has more, they got the most body, the most production, so we're gonna start them to the top. From there, one is more extended, one is a little shorter made. So you got to kind of decide which way you want to go with it. Like I said, if you want to argue with me, I won't give you much of a fight because I think you can justify any one in here to be at the top of the class. So with that said, we're going to go ahead and start them, and we're going to start with the young lady right here in front of me with the class winner. I think he just gives a lot of more production. Dwayne, like I said earlier, I think he needs to be looser in his structure just to get a little more out, but he does have more extension. Young lady in the red is going to be second. One that just gets too short. I mean, obviously we need to loosen him up on both ends, but we need a little more extension just to get a little more easier going in the ring. But I do think those 2 are the ones logical that you need to go with. When it comes down to 3rd place, I think it really gets close as far as which way you want to go. You can, like I said here, as we did in the class, you can kind of argue and justify any one of them. It just depends on how you want to do it. Ultimately, I'm going to land on the young man over here as the 3rd place, simply because I think it's a looser made, just more easier going around the ring.
Proper class in the spot. Lot number 636, Union Langford. 2nd place is lot number 596, Mary Kendall and John William Odom. 3rd place is lot number 463, Riley and Rick Powell. The champion spot will be 636, Union Langford. And reserve will be lot 596, Mary Kendall and John William Odom. Champion spot sponsored by Davis P. Farm Supply, Madison County Co-op. Reserve champion spot sponsored by WBYP Power 107, Real Life Radio, JJ Bass.
Here in our Chester Drive, I think it's very comfortable as far as the way they walked in. I think we've got a three solid hogs as far as quality, and I think they fall in line pretty easily, in my opinion. We're going to start with the young lady right here in the red shirt. I think there's no way I can get around this one in this particular drive. I mean, it's just really a solid kind of deal. She has good feet, good legs, just one that's really busted wide open, a lot of product. It's a good kind of hog for in this class. When it gets down to 2nd and 3rd, I think it gets a little closer. We're going to go with the young lady right here in the middle as 2nd. One, I think just offers more production, more body, more rib shape. We're going to round out the class with the young man here in 3rd as far as a hog that I think just needs to be a little softer maybe just to get her any higher in the class. Good class.
Top of class in Chester is lot number 685, Mary Kendall and John William Odom. 2nd is lot number 635, Amy Langford. 3rd place is lot number 437, Roy Hogue. And your champion, Joker, will be lot 685, Mary Kendall, John William Odom. Reserve champion will be lot number 635, Amy Langford. Champion board is sponsored by CS Industries, J.J. Baggett. Reserve champion sponsored by Triangle Kitchen Company and New Orleans Cheese Drive.
edition of 2026 Yazoo County Livestock 4-H Club. Our sponsors, we would like to continue to thank our sponsors today. Our sponsors this morning are Bank Plus, Big D, William Clark and Morrison, Yazoo Valley. Again, you're watching live the 4-H Yazoo City Livestock 2026 show. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us. We are live here at Yazoo County 4-H Livestock Show 2026. Once again, we would like to continue to thank our sponsors, and that is Bank Plus, Big D's, William Clark and Morrison, and Yazoo Valley. Once again, this is 4-H Yazoo County Livestock Show 2026.
Down to our overall market drive, I think we ended up with a really nice swine show considering our numbers and how many breeds we had. I honestly can say pretty much every breed we was able to find some start to the top that we liked and the kind I think it needs to be as far as where the industry's at. We won't overthink this too much. I think it comes down to a both very competitive, and they both have a lot of positives. There's things about them that you really do like and appreciate, and I think it's small things that just kind of start them. But for my opinion, I think there's one that does surface us to the top, just with a little more extension through that front end especially. But I do think there's two nice hogs that we're going to end up using here today. But the one that suits me the best as far as the front end, to combine with the mass and the width and the stoutness and the structure and everything that goes with it, it's going to be the young lady with the Hampshire hog. We'll drop this other one in for reserve. I think if the quality doesn't fall any, I think it was a close race between those two. I thought we're going to go ahead and use this blue hog right here as the reserve. One that I do appreciate for the amount of mass and everything he has. Good job.
Bubba.
As we get into the Supreme Drive, I think it's time to say that there's two awful nice hogs out here. I really do think both of these are very competitive. With that said, I don't know if this is the last time we know Mike. We do have another showmanship or two, I guess. I just wanted to thank y'all for inviting me. Hopefully I wasn't too fast, too slow. I just kind of tried to keep the same pace. When I get asked to evaluate and judge these shows, I take it as a very, very good privilege, because I don't take it lightly, because I grew up in this program. I raised my kids in this program, and I think there's no better place to raise a family and raise a kid. I do. Every kid that comes to this ring, whether you're first, last, doesn't matter. I think you can get the same positives or life lessons out of it. And I just think that I tell this to everybody that I work with that doesn't understand this. I say, this is the only project. You can't play sports. You can't play anything else. Excuse me. This takes the entire family, brothers, sisters, mom, dad, grandparents. Everybody has to be involved, and that's why I think the project is such a great project. I'm not one that gives long speeches. I just want everybody to know that what this project means to me. And when you look around the barn and you see all these faces in the crowd and everybody supporting each other, and it warms your heart, because this is what it's about. It's not ultimately about winning. Yes, that's everybody's goal, but I think the kids that come in and play seventh in the class, or a kid that wins champion, can get the same out of this project. And I think think that gets lost sometimes. People just get so competitive that they forget that this is teaching life lessons. And I can attest, I raised a daughter in this program, and when she got old enough now, she's out of college and she's starting in the real professional world, and she'll come home and tell me that like Dad, some of these kids, they won't even pick up the paper on the ground. And I said, no. I said, but I guarantee you will, because you was raised in a 4-H barn, FFA barn. And I do believe that with all my heart. And I think this is just a project that you can't put into words how much it means and how much it meant to me growing up. And I hope it just continues. And I know numbers are getting lower pretty much every state I go to. I just hope that it just keeps going and we keep, your kids show, their kids show, and just keep going and keep it going, because I think it's worthwhile. And it's just a great program. And with that said, we're going to go ahead and round out the day, and we're going to pick our Supreme right here. And I think it's very easily this one. When it came in the ring, it hit me hard. It hit me hard right now, and this is a very, very good pig. This young lady with the red sweater is going to be Supreme.
Bubba. Bubba.
take a vote, because I know everybody's either related or friends and want their kid or their children to win. I get it. I hate that I only have to pick one, because there's a lot of deserving out here that I think are doing a really good job into it and enjoying themselves. Ultimately, we have to land on one, they told me. It comes down to two individuals that I think are doing a really good job and staying with it. And you can just, at this point, for me, it's more of who's enjoying themselves, and that's what it's all about. With that said, we're gonna use this young lady right here in front of me with the pink pants. Congratulations. young man right here in front of me with the bill rock is going to be the class winner. Here in the final drive, there's one other thing I'd like to say. Speaking to all the kids here, I should have said it earlier. I know we take for granted that our parents, grandparents, whoever, the ag teachers, advisors, whoever brings us here, county agents, whatever, we need to take a moment and thank them because they make a lot of sacrifices for you guys to show these animals, and believe me, it's a lot more than you can imagine. Just if you can, tell them thank you. With that said, we're going to go ahead and finish our final drive here today. I think there's one individual I think that shows a lot of confidence. Can tell this is the first time they ever walked big before, and they're doing a really good job. We're going to use the young man right here in front.
Thank you, sir. Bubba. Hey, Bubba. Bubba. Miller Meats. Top of the class in junior rate showmanship today is Miller Meats. I'd like to thank everyone for coming out today, especially thank our parents, as the judge said, grandparents, anybody that's helping these kids get involved in this 4-H program. Everybody have a blessed day, safe travel.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that brings out 4-H Yazoo City County Livestock Show 26 to an end. Once again, we would like to thank our sponsors for this morning's show. Mate Plus, Big D's, William Clark and Morrison, Yazoo Valley. I'd like to thank you for joining us. This is Power 107 FM. WBYP. Have a good evening.